Hello, this is Mark with Aiello's Locksmiths. Today we're going to talk about deadbolt lock installations. In this demonstration, we will show you step by step on how to install a single cylinder deadbolt on a wood door. But before we get started, here is a list of the following tools you'll need to accomplish this deadbolt installation. You'll need the new lock with the installation template, an electric drill, a center punch, a 1-inch paddle bit, a 2 1/8-inch hole saw, a Mortise latch tool, a latch hole finder, a Phillips head screwdriver, a 1-inch chisel, and a hammer. Once you have everything laid out beside the door, you want to go ahead and position the manufacturer's template on the door. And you want to center punch marks on the cross bore, which is the main hole that goes through the door from one side to the other, and then the latch hole. Once you've center punched and marked these holes, you want to go ahead and start with the cross bore hole first. You want to drill about halfway through the door until the pilot bit goes through the opposite side of the door. It's like a little drill bit pilot hole that you'll see on the opposite side of the door. Okay. So once you see that hole that's visible on the other side, remove your drill and go to the opposite side of the door and insert your drill pilot bit into that hole and finish drilling out the crossbore hole. Just take it slow and drill straight in, and that cut will meet the other cut that you made on the other side, and it will go ahead and break free, and you should be able to see a clean cut hole. And the purpose of drilling from both sides like this is you want to prevent cracking or splitting a door surface, because if you apply all that pressure from one side of the door, it's possible you can crack the finish that's on the other side. So go ahead and drill both sides like I just said, and you should have a clean cut hole. Okay, now you want to go ahead and do your latch hole. So get your 1-inch paddle bit set up on your drill and drill the hole through on the edge of the door. Now you want to keep the door steady so the door doesn't wobble. It's important that you keep it steady because you want this cut to go straight into the door from the edge. And if you have a thin door, you want to have a very sharp paddle bit that will give you a clean cut and won't hang up, because if it does, it's possible you can crack the door. So you want to keep the cut clean and straight, and go ahead and drill through, and as you can see in the picture, just go through. And this is fairly simple if you have a very sharp paddle bit and you've got the door positioned steady where it doesn't wobble. Now once you've drilled out the latch hole, you want to insert the latch hole finder into the latch hole. This is a 1-inch diameter circular tool that has a sharp pointed edge on it. It's like a tip. It's a real sharp pointed edge. So go ahead and insert that through the edge of the door, and then you want to close the door, and then you want to apply outward pressure on that hole finder with a screwdriver or a chisel. And this will put a mark on the door frame. This mark is where you will drill a hole into the frame so the latch will enter it when you operate the deadbolt. So go ahead and mark that. And then the next step is you want to drill that latch finder mark on the door frame with that same 1-inch paddle bit. You want to drill the hole until it completely goes through the opposite side, or at least 1 inch or so deep into the frame. And it should be a clean cut hole like in the picture. Okay. The next step is you want to insert the mortise latch tool on the edge of the door where you drilled out the latch hole, and use a hammer and tap on this tool until you get a nice clean marking on the edge of the door. It should be like a rectangular cutout marking with this tool. Make sure it's sharp and center this tool up correctly, before you hammer it, because you want these markings to be consistent, going up and down with the edges of the door. That way, when you insert the latch, it will look straight up and it won't be on an angle. So go ahead and tap that, and this is what you should get, something similar to this. So after you get those markings like that, you want to go ahead and gently mortise out that rectangular area there. You're just trying to cut out a small cavity so that when you insert the latch, it will be flush. Because when you cut this area out and you lay the latch in, it will be centered in the crossbore hole, perfectly. So go ahead and insert the latch and test it. Once you're satisfied and it's flush, you can see the cavity that I made, in there. Go ahead and insert the latch, and then use the 2 mounting screws to keep it in place. And then go ahead, like I said, you install the latch, and then go ahead and finally you want to go ahead and install the rest of the lock. Most deadbolts are held on with 2 mounting screws that go through the crossbore and secure the lock from one side to the other. And then once that lock works smoothly, go ahead and insert the striker plate on the door frame. Center this up in the hole and make sure that when you close the door and latch the bolt, that it passes through that striker plate cleanly. You don't want it to bind, because you'll have to either push or pull on the door to make it lock. So at least try to center it up as best you can, and then that's it. Now, if you have any questions about this deadbolt installation, or you need to schedule service, please call us at Aiello's Locksmiths, and our phone number is 404-365-8556.